After the drone, Qanba and Adark have come back again with their second arcade stick, the Qanba Crystal. How is it compared to other sticks in the same price range? Let's find out. Before we get into it, a big thank you to the awesome folks over at Adark for giving us the opportunity to test out the Crystal before it comes out. The Crystal is an officially licensed Sony stick. Upon opening the box, you'll see the stick is pretty well packaged. A manual is included, and after removing some wrapping, we have the stick. Like the drone, Qanba opted to use a prior body, the Qanba Q2 Glow. Those of you who are familiar with the Glow should feel right at home with the Crystal. Compatible with PS4, PS3, and PC, it features an official Qanba LED stick and buttons. Measuring about 17 inches wide and weighing about 7 pounds, its size and weight combined with the two friction strips on the bottom of the stick will keep it from going anywhere. While still being easily movable, it's not too big or bulky. On the side is a cable compartment, and unlike previous Adark and Qanba sticks, instead of clicking into place with a tab, they opted to go with magnets. I like this a lot more, as previous Fusions and other Adark and Qanba sticks that I've owned always seem to have this break, and I always end up having to remove the doors because of it. I like how spacious it is, along with the ability to be able to put the cable on either side of the door. On the top of the stick, you have a handle that was on the Q2 Glow, and it's a nice feature if you want to carry your stick around without the arm strain.
Alright guys, so just adding a little addition to this video. While playing on this stick, I did realize that the plexi, I don't know if it's because it might be bent or something. It looks pretty flush, but if you can hear this, it does squeak right around here right where you would rest your hand. I don't know if every one of them is like this, but just thought I'd add that. It doesn't do it anywhere else.
One other thing I did notice was the stick also happens to squeak a little bit out of the box. It's a little strange, but it doesn't affect the stick in any way. Turning it over, we see the metal backplate that includes two friction strips. These are quite nice, as they do keep the stick on whatever surface it's on. Though one thing that does disappoint me a little bit is the lack of no easy access to the stick, like what was found on the drone. The stick has turbo, L3 and R3 buttons, LED buttons, and a selector switch for PS3, PS4, and a switch for D-pad, left stick, and right stick. All of this located on a lowered control panel, keeping them conveniently out of the way, as to avoid any button presses that will get you DQ'd at your next major. The addition of the touchpad is another welcome feature, as it is a rarity amongst most officially licensed PS4 sticks, only having seen them on the Hori Rat 4 and 5 Kai, and the Mad Catz TE2 Plus and TES Plus. For those of you who don't know, this makes resetting in training mode for games like Street Fighter V, King of Fighters 14, and Guilty Gear a lot easier. When it comes to the Qanba stick and buttons, they do feel like they've improved over the ones that are found in the drone. The LED buttons feel heavier due to the LED boards inside each one. I felt that these buttons required a heavier press, and they felt a little bit more like Seimitsu buttons. A nice feature is with the LED button on the control panel, you can set the LEDs to either off, activate them when the button is pressed, activate them when vibration is enabled, or just have them on entirely. One thing I noticed is that the LEDs were pretty responsive, even the fastest button presses and mashing were no problem. The stick, while also being a step up from the drones, does miss some things that keep it from being as good as a Sanwa. One thing to note, when playing normally, you won't be getting any accidental inputs when returning to neutral, like on the drone stick. I found the only way to get unwanted inputs was by using the stick in a very impractical way. It's still a very playable stick, but it does fall a bit short. And of course, like with the buttons, the LEDs function the same way. Now here are a few clips of me trying out the stick in various different games. If you're into modding, you might be pleased and disappointed. After removing some screws, we see the inside, and while it is easy to replace the buttons and stick, a lot more effort, time, and money will be needed if you want to keep the LED function on the buttons. As for the stick, I haven't messed around with it enough to get a good idea on how to switch this out and keep the LED function possible. So in the end, is it worth the price? Coming in at $149 US, it really doesn't have much competition outside of the Hori Wrap 4 and 5 Kai. And while it has most of the features of other similarly priced fight sticks, those who want to change the stick and buttons will find it a hassle. And if they do mod it, will find themselves in the Mad Catz TES Plus price range. If you aren't looking into modding, this is your first stick and you're looking for something that is an entry level, or you just want a stick that has LEDs and other options that you don't find on most sticks, then the Crystal is for you. It's a well-built, durable fight stick that won't put a hole in your wallet, and it is a stick that I would recommend to both casual and competitive players. And if you are interested in buying the stick, pre-orders are still available and they'll be shipping them around the middle of December. I am not sure how much longer the pre-orders will be going for, but I know that they are a limited stock. I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description if you're interested.